Hi guys, Jason the Phone Boy here. The next one that I'm going to be doing is the box cave. So the first one was a simple cave. This one's going to be what I call a box cave. Now the 5x7 tarp, this works, but it doesn't work as effectively as it should. I will be fair on that explanation. The 6x8 tarps are much better. This is a 5x7, so you got a foot difference than the larger ones. For this one I am going to be using a walking stick. I'm also going to be using a gator clip because I haven't added additional grommets to this particular tarp just yet. So this is the Grabber 5x7 emergency all-weather emergency blanket. It's basically a tarp with some aluminum on the bottom. So I'm going to show you this one next. My cat. So that is the first version of the box tent, and I'm going to show you guys why it's called the box tent here in a minute. But I'm going to go over this one real quick and then show you some things that you can do to modify this just a bit more. Alright, for starters, this is a whole lot like the the cave. You know, you start off with a diagonal axis, tree, and then the tail on the back. But this time what you're going to do is you're going to tie off somewhere in the middle. Now if you're using a regular tarp, then you're going to go to the first grommet down. You want this to be as low to the ground as you can, and most of the grommets are basically within a 2-foot range. But instead I had to use these gator clips to make a grommet in order to get this back wall. I also have a gator clip in the middle to attach my walking pole to, and what that does is that opens up the shelter so you can crawl in there. So you have an area that you can lay down on and keep off of the ground. Now you say, well, if you're looking at it from the top, if it were to rain, that rain's going to get on top of this and it's just going to roll right on in and sit on top of your tarp. Well, I'm going to show you guys how to remedy that right now. And now, it's very well enclosed around the sides, so let's take a look at that again. So now you have a nice little box that you can crawl up into. Now it's going to be approximately 7 to 8 feet, so if you're really tall, this shelter may not work with this tarp. You know, I'm going to show you some pictures of a 6x8 and how much larger that is than this one. So I'll also get a picture of me inside this one and a picture inside of that one just for size reference. What's really good about this shelter, and just like all my other shelters, I'm going to use that military poncho to cover the front. If it's raining really bad, I'm going to cover the front of this shelter. But what I really like about this shelter is if it's raining, you can put your firewood down here. EX. You can put some firewood down there along with your gear, and it's completely separated from your body. What's also really good is you build a fire somewhere in that general area, you know, a few feet in front of the shelter, and it's going to radiate that heat very well. If you can see, there's a gap right here, and that heat's going to go up through the top of the shelter and into that area where you're at. Like I said on my video about the tarp tools, it'd be really nice if they made these in a much larger size, because you could see how a shelter like this really could come in handy. When you're using something larger than an 8x6, something like maybe a 10x12, you could fit 2 people under there easy, and plenty of gear and firewood. So this particular system could be for a longer stay because you can actually store your firewood out of the rain as well. So I'm Jason the Phone Boy, and remember, you got to think outside of the box to stay outside of the box. And I'm out, guys.